this moment in time with all of you. A milestone that you'll remember for the rest of your lives. And hopefully the rest of our lives will be longer than 6 more days, assuming the Mayan calendar, which is predicting the end of the world on December 21st, is mistaken. For some, this day will mark a milestone in your effort to take a step forward on your career path. For most of you, this transition marks the beginning of your careers. You know, life is full of transitions, and much has happened since I delivered the commencement address here at a graduating class in May of 2000. I joined Mattel later that month. Now, 12 years later, I'll cross the finish line of my career with my recently announced retirement, which will officially begin in about 2 weeks. Looking back over the past dozen years, we've all been witness to some pretty incredible change in this country and around the world. First, technology has changed so much about our daily lives and how we communicate. Is anyone live tweeting my address? Please use hashtag Bob, ECKERT. You know, that sentence wouldn't have even made sense prior to 2007. We've taken a giant leap in technology from the inculcation of smartphones and devices like iPads, launched in 2010, that now have a prominent role in everyday life. And most of you probably cannot imagine a world without cell phones, Facebook, launched in 2004, Google, or even the internet itself. We've also experienced profound loss as a nation. September 11th was a major transitional point that changed our country through tragedy, incredible heroism, war, financial impacts, and even how we view the safety and ease of travel. We've also seen the election and re-election of our country's first African-American president. Global economic contraction, the worst recession since the Great Depression, which your grandparents and great-grandparents endured. And in the last 12 years, Mattel, where I've served as chairman and chief executive officer, has become a larger, more profitable company, a recognized employer of choice, a stronger, better global citizen. So today, as you embark on your next chapter, I wanted to pass along some of what I've learned along the way. Most of you graduating today have reached the point in your life that marks, statistically speaking, about the first quarter of your years on Earth. I'm entering the last quarter. The first quarter is important because it's about laying a solid foundation, building capabilities, the walking, the talking, the thinking, and the doing. Today is a fitting rite of passage with all the pomp and circumstance to mark the end of this phase. So I want to talk about the next phase, roughly the half of your lifespan that separates you and me. It's this portion that promises to be the most productive, constructive, and can be the most satisfying time in your earthly existence. As you transition into this chapter of your life, what is arguably the most important chapter from your earning potential, your contributions to society, and perhaps starting families, experience tells me that how you answer these 4 questions will determine how successful you'll be. Will you be outworked? Do people want to see you win? Are you comfortable in your own skin? And will you make a difference? First, will you be outworked? In looking at the full spectrum of your career, there are no substitutes for hard work. There are no shortcuts. In fact, there's a positive correlation between effort and result. Sure, you may get lucky, but as Ray Kroc, the man who built the McDonald's Corporation into the globally recognized brand it is today, aptly said, luck is the dividend of sweat. Work hard at whatever you do. The key is to find work you like so much that's not work. Or at the very least, work with people you like so much that you want to be there accomplishing things with them. It's no surprise that many of my best friends are or were colleagues. But please do yourself a favor. Don't settle. Don't settle for a job that's too much of a job. Find your passion. Do what you enjoy and enjoy what you're doing. When you do that, you'll most certainly do it well. Second, do people want to see you win? We'd all like to think we control our own destiny, but we don't. In 2007, Mattel was faced with very high-profile and widely reported lead paint recalls. It was the type of issue that could have been devastating to other companies, but Mattel was different. Why? For decades, the company had focused on ethical manufacturing practices and continues to be a well-known leader in that field. So when we faced our product quality issues, people knew we were committed to doing the right thing. We were transparent in how we communicated about the issue and what we were doing to solve it. And our stakeholders wanted to see us succeed, from consumers to partners to regulators and government officials. It wasn't always easy, but the end result is that Mattel came out a better company for having faced and fixed the issue. And fortunately for me and my 30,000 colleagues, those who controlled our destination ensured our success. Third, are you comfortable in your own skin? We all have varying degrees of anxiety, and most of us suffer from a fear of failure. But if you want to accomplish something special, forget about the popularity contest and do what you know in your heart is right. Think about it this way. A smart fellow once said, cowards ask the question, is it safe? Consensus asks the question, is it popular? Courage asks the question, is it right? Don't settle for safe or popular. Be bold, be brave, and be right. Finally, will you make a difference? My children are your peers. And one of the things I love so much about your generation is that there's a sense of social responsibility built right into how you think about and see the world and the role of business. And I think this is wonderful for the future of business, because the cycle of social good, from philanthropy and volunteerism to sustainability, benefits the community. It's a good example in children. It inspires employees within an organization. It boosts reputation, which can then bolster and strengthen business, which then provides increased funding for more programs. Think of it as a virtuous cycle of social good. Along with workplace diversity, this social responsibility is the best thing that's happened in corporate America in the 36 years since I sat in your seat. For me, a passage from the book of Luke speaks along these lines and always serves as a compass to keep me focused in the right direction. It says, of those to whom much is given, much is required. That speaks directly to our responsibilities to others, to the world, to our families, to our business, and to each other. Effective leaders must be other-directed, not self-centered, to get the best results. Inspire people to perform and succeed. Acknowledge their accomplishments. Help them achieve their goals. Their success becomes your success. Their happiness becomes your happiness. Someone once told me, the journey is the destination. All of us are here today to celebrate this milestone in your lives and to wish you well on the next leg of your journey. We're rooting for you to succeed in your chosen field, but we also want you to achieve something bigger, to lead a happy and meaningful life. We've talked about these coming years being the most important in your life, and they will be if that's what you choose. And one final thought, as you contemplate what your future promises to be. Legendary UCLA basketball coach and teacher John Wooden said, "Don't measure yourself by have an absolutely world-class education to go with it. I want you to know that I'm optimistic about the future, about your future. I am a son of the greatest generation and a father of the next great generation. Today, I'm looking at the next great generation. And on behalf of my University of Arizona family, I couldn't be happier for you or prouder of you. Today, we celebrate your accomplishments thus far, but your future is bright, and we are all so looking forward to the achievements you've yet to make. Congratulations, class of 2012.